so yeah, the topic of nowadays is about the inauguration that we will be going to um, in US in Washington D.C. To have our embassy as well, peace summit and other things will still take place. I know you might be aware of it, just to bring it to refresh your mind on it, that that is a topic for now. Almost if you go to space or other places, it is part of what we are, like the mindset for now, where our eyes are being directed to. So meanwhile, the constitution will be sued according to our DPM at from her last video about during the time of fundraising. She made it clear that the constitution will be available for citizens. The amount is $100, while the constitution, the declaration documents, those signs, the original one, will be also available at the price of $50. So for those that are going, even if you will not go, there is a means of paying through the dimension, those accounts that is for the government. So if you are not even, if you don't want to, you are not going, or you want to have it, you can as well pay through the mandate account. It is in her X, I believe in her X handle. She posted how you can go about it if you're not going to the inauguration. So meanwhile, a lot of things is happening now that we need to be a kind of clarifying more. For those of you that might have chance to be visiting space, is very important, because there they are giving chances of, maybe if you have question, even if nobody will answer you, they will direct you on whom to meet to have a kind of clarity over your confusion, or anything that you might feel like to understand better. So I believe they are doing marvelously well in that space, especially when there are some people, those cabinet members, some of them used to be there to clear some confusions. So also there are videos that is circulating, that every citizen should be aware and be cautioned about whatever that you are consuming, or you are getting from social media or something like that. A lot is happening, and that if you are not careful enough, people will just kind of misdirect you, mislead you in a way that you begin to be confused about what we are doing. Just like the current video from Elias, the one that is the lobby from Briggy. Though we are no longer in Briggy, but he's trying to convince or to confuse people more by saying that Briggy is the car that will drive the US. That once the Briggy is not, he's still saying that it's not dissolved yet. Yeah, they are still operating, because the month is about to end, and he have to get his payment. And when the time, he normally do this thing when that time is approaching, maybe that's end of the month, maybe time that he will collect his salary is about to approach, he normally do video. That's why he's trying to say in that his last video about us, that he's sorry that he is not coming steady to be talking to us, so that he's always busy. He will be busy till that time that will reach, when he will be expecting to be paid, because $10,000 is not 10,000 naira, or so he knows why he's always coming up. I believe what I am thinking is, it might be, which if you think about it, there is nothing that is a kind of confusing to understand, that whenever that time is coming close, he will just do something to tell you that he's still with you, he's doing the needful, so that the payment will continue coming to his pocket. So if you watch the video very well, you see that a lot of confusion is still going on by him trying to convince us that we are still wrong by having a USB. That is, if this one is not there to convey us, then that our movement will not be smooth or something. All this explanation, if you take it from the time of Nnamdi Kanu to our PM, you will see that this man will be being against our PM to say that Nnamdi Kanu, because he came during the time of PM. That's why he's now like trying to do the same thing that one of the lawyer of our leader did, just like him now, trying to confuse people more. But I thank God that we are wiser now. Many people, if you say that you are confused, then you are not following what the government is doing very well. You are not following them closely, because these people, what they are they're perfected in doing is to confuse, lie, and deceive. You understand? So all these things, if you are not careful enough about it, you continue to make mistake. And then now, if you don't get it, or if you don't reason with that video very well, you will think that he's making sense when he was trying to say that the three there is something that he said, that three most important part of this movement is in 3 R's. That is redeclaration, recognition, and restoration. Those 3 things, what is the government doing now? And he's not telling them that without government, that there is no recognition. Whatever recognition that we have been doing when we were in Briggy is not well recognized. It's not fully. It's just like making a kind of awareness. If we are doing that one, is awareness. But when the reality has come, you will now like being a kind of fully to know that it has happened. If we have been doing similar thing when we are in Briggy or whatever that might be a kind of to recognize, to make it, that one will be a kind of awareness. Take it to be awareness then. But when it now become government that we are now, what it simply means is that it's no longer awareness. It has become a reality, and you have to recognize and accept them as one of you. That's why the government is able to sue the IPOB for what they are now denying or something like that. So all these things, if they don't have this right as government, they might not listen to you. That's what seems to maybe what happened during the time of that PM sued Nigeria. They didn't go. They didn't even show any concern. Okay, let's say maybe we might take it because I'm not a lawyer or know what is it. I don't know much about government or about people that knows are explaining is to our. We are getting it from them. That what I'm thinking is it might be that a sue, why it didn't work, we did not work with that, it's not government to government, and maybe individual might not have that, I don't know. But whichever way, I don't understand that side very well. But now that we are government, so anytime that it's come to government, now the respect must be a kind of, the needful must be done. Because even if individuals should not or might not be giving all that attention, now that we are government, that attention must be, unless if the world is no longer, even though that they are not doing it, but we have reached to the extent of that this level, you must listen to us. If you have not been listening to us before, now that we are government, there is no excuse than to listen to us. Because if we are government, like maybe let me take it to be like a student with a lecturer or a student with a teacher. Maybe if you don't have right as a student, or maybe you cannot communicate with the teacher or have that direct conversation or something like that. Maybe if you become a teacher, maybe if that person is not listening to you when you were a student or something, now that you have become a teacher, the respect is supposed to increase. Even maybe you know that maybe you might not be the same mate as in by age or something, but that's for the sake of that same profession that you have reached to that level, that same regard or respect or identification supposed to occur or be put in place. So now that we are non-government, it will not be like the time that we are like a kind of organization. Let me call it organization where we, even though that we are government, but not fully, because that's the declaration is the most important part of the cocoa that that ever since it happened, we now have that right to now be seen as a nation, no longer as a kind of even though that they are still saying us that we are in exile, that we are not still in homeland, but it doesn't matter because some there are some countries that has their own from exile before they now return to, not just that we are all in exile, there are people that are home. So don't, if had it been that nothing is going on in the homeland, now that is where you will say, then where are we standing to say that we have redeclared? We are standing to say that we have redeclared because already there is a functioning government in the homeland. Already it's functioning. Had it been maybe when we were in Brady, we are not talking about states, we are not talking about, even this decentral this particular state word used to be difficult for me to pronounce. So this decentralizing of military is as well a point to notify that we are no longer like Brig when we have a kind of only 3 functional military camp, or 3-4 of them. But now this is 40 states that we have now a functional military that is now functioning in that. So you see that it's not about that some people are in exile. We are in exile, but yet it's working 100% at home. We are not if not for this little delay of this fallback and all these things, by now we would have started moving home. Many would have started moving home. But even as of that, now we can hear from our DPM that some people have started relocating, going back, because if you watch what was happening in few weeks or months, you see the massacre and the killings were like so brutal. It was so brutal that people were scared about, but now it's unlimited. That will tell you that something is going on. But even though that you might not be seeing everything in media, if something is happening, it's not like the way it used to be before. That will tell you that some people are there doing the needful, which they might not bring to the public to public consumption, because you have seen what is happening in the world. Everybody knows how they are doing their own now for their own safety and security, because anything that you do now, all the eyes are now open to be watching. So the people are now wise enough to know how they will do it for their own a peace and the safety. So in the homeland, we believe that things are not that bad as it used to be. So which means that the government is at work. They might not tell you everything. They are saying it all the time that the homeland states are doing the needful, and we believe that as time goes on, it will continue to be better till most of us outside will start going home. So nothing much to say about all these things. It's just to be paying attention to the government. Whatever they are saying, be more careful about what government said than what you are hearing from anybody or outside the government, because a lot of propaganda is going on and people are consuming it for their destruction. Because if you don't understand better that if not this government, that our PM is in a very big mess, or even our leader Nnamdi Kanu, you see how they are playing this thing like if it is a childish matter. But according to our PM, he said that he have made the kidnap of our leader to be useless in the hand of Nigeria. The same way this woman is confirming it, that without this USB, that it would have been a go for them. But they didn't see what God have planned before us. And the worst mistake that any country or any body can involve him or herself in is to continue to look for our downfall, because the more you are planning for it, the more this spirit that is piloting this thing is planning ahead of you, and after doing it you will surely regret it. You will regret it, because I know already that Finland, I know they might not tell you, but I know they are already regretting it, and I know if they refuse to do the needful when the time comes, because we are still waiting for the court to commence. Once that court is over, we don't know what might come out of it, even though that we have a lot of wounds. If he comes out, we can say have a kind of the wound will start to heal. But if they refuse or continue to do it just like these two that refuse to do the needful, instead they are putting more shame on themselves. Believe me, they will never remain the same, and in future time to come, we will remind them of what they did to us, because I know that future time they will still look for us, because I know what they want. I know that what they want is in our land. So all these things that they are playing to use Nigeria to take out of illegality, it will not work. And the greatest part of it is that they will lose it, and as well they will not get it from us. You see, they will lose it both sides. The one that you are pushing, the worst part of it is that it's illegal. Not only that, a terrorist country that people everybody knows about, very clear. You are proud and listen to say that you are collaborating with them, and the bilateral relationship, all these things, you are not ashamed to be in public to declare all these things. The other countries are rejecting, and you are bringing close that peak with dirty, full of dirty to you yourself, that is putting on white. Tell me how it will be for just a twinkle of an eye. Let to talk of these days, months that you have been dancing with it. It is not funny already. It is a shame, but let's see how it will end. We are still watching and we are still waiting to see how everything will end. And meanwhile, as we are waiting for this convention, that inauguration that will go on a few days to come, if you are not going, pray for those that are going. Very important. It will be necessary for them to have a peaceful inauguration, and everything will go well or go well, and they will do and come back. After, we believe after this convention, this inauguration with peace summit and everything that they will do there, I know there will be a greater change in future. So we pray that the movement, the event will just be as perfect as what we have in mind for it to be. So I am very happy with our leaders, especially our DPM right now, Dr. Ngozi Orabeze, for all that she's doing. I pray that God will continue to bless them, give them wisdom and grace to continue pushing until all of us will be totally liberated. See, I'll hold it here. If there are other things, I'll still be bringing it up. So pardon me for not being all that punctual. With time, it's even like I feel like to be going live, because I have some things that I would like to be a kind of to discuss as a kind of interacting with you guys. But for now, pardon me, when the time comes, we will just sit like this, deliberate on it, just like those ones that are doing live. I always like to be a kind of that conversation, to bring your own idea, bring my idea. You have a question to ask me, because as I'm doing this one, some might not even have a kind of that time to reply, maybe in chat or anything. But when it's live, some prefer to go in that conversation because you are live with that person. So, but now that I am not kind of doing live, I will be managing it for now till then. So thank you for your support and everything. I will be doing my best. You yourself, you are expected to do the same. All we want is to do your part and leave the rest for God. The support is as well very important, but you have known that this coming Saturday, because of the occasion, we will not be having our fundraising. So it is cancelled for the occasion till next week. That's the only thing for now. If there is any other thing, if either that you get it from other people or with time I'll still be putting it out as I have known. Thank you so much. Till I come your way next time. Bye.